All right, so today's lesson, we will be dividing decimals again. This is something that we did towards the beginning of the year, but we definitely need a review. Today, we will be dividing decimals with a one-digit divisor, and then tomorrow we will do the same thing with a two-digit divisor. And then we will do some review of multiplying and dividing fractions later on this week. So I just want to remind you that when we are dividing with a decimal, it is the same process as when we're dividing with whole numbers. So we generally like to use the box method because most people kind of understand how to do that. So I'm going to use this whole number problem first and remind you of the box method. And then I'm going to take the problem over here with the decimal and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So remember with the box method, my total, okay, otherwise known as my dividend, those are very important vocabulary words, is put into the box. So this is a 3-digit number, so I need a box that has 3 columns. Okay, so 125. My divisor goes outside the box here. So what I'm doing is I'm making groups of 5. Okay, sometimes it helps if you have a context to the problem. So think of it this way. I have 125 stickers. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to put them in groups of 5. Okay, so I'm looking for 5 groups of stickers. I'm going to choose another color because sometimes it helps when I do this work in the box in a different color. Now remember, we want to use only one column at a time. It's doing that crazy thing again. Okay, so we're looking at this column right now. Okay, we don't care about these other two. We only care about the first column. So what this tells me is that I have one sticker. Okay, well, if I only have one sticker, can I make a group of 5? No. So I have to say that with a 0 up here. Okay, this 0 tells me, hey, there's no groups that I can make. And now what I want to do is I want to do 0 times my 5, which would be 0. And then I subtract. Okay, bringing this answer now to still a 1. Okay, just a reminder, for some of you, it helps if you think of these steps like this. So the first thing that we do is we look to see if we can make groups. That's the D part, the division. Okay, the daddy. I call it daddy, mama, sister, brother. Okay, so the first step is, do I have any groups that I can make? That's the dividing. After that, I do my multiplying. That was the 0 times 5 is 0. Then I do my subtraction, which we just did. 1 minus 0 is 1. And if I'm doing the standard algorithm, we say bring down, but since we're doing the box method, we can say bring over. Okay, so that means that I now take this 1 that's leftovers and I bring it over here to my tens place. Okay, and again, I only deal with one box at a time, so I don't care about the 5 yet. I'll get there, but not yet. Okay, so now I start over. So I first divide. So I have 12 stickers. How many groups of 5 can I make out of 12? That's my dividing. So I'm asking, what's 12 divided by 5? Well, I know that 2 groups of 5 can go into 12. So I put my 2 here, and I do 2 times 5, because that's my second step, my multiplication. So 2 times 5 is 10. My third step is subtraction. So I do 12 minus 10, which is 2. And my last step is bring over, which means take this 2 and put it in my last column. So now I have a 25. And then these steps start over. Every time I go to a new column, the steps start over. So now I'm dividing. So I'm thinking about 25 stickers into groups of 5. And I know 25 divided by 5 is 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. So I have 5 here. Then I multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Then I subtract. And then I bring over. Well, in this case, I do not have a remainder. Okay, and so I'm done. I don't have to do that last step in this column. So I have found my answer of 25 groups of stickers. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you the work and show you what's different, because there's not much that's different between whole number and decimal multiplication. Okay, so I still have a 3. There it goes again. I still have a 3-digit dividend. The only difference is that now I do have a decimal. So technically I'm going to have 4 columns. So that's going to look like this. Okay, our 1 goes here. We make a skinny little column for the decimal because no numbers go in this column, only the decimal point. And if you want, you can put your decimal right there because you know you're going to have a decimal in that place in your quotient. And then I have my 2 and my 5. Okay, and then my divisor again is 5. Well, you're going to see the work over here is exactly the same as what you got on the other one. So I cannot make a group of 5. I'm going to go a little quicker on this one. When I go to bring this over, again, I'm not putting it here in the decimal because the only thing that goes in the decimal column is a decimal. I'm bringing it over here. So there's my 12. And I could do 2 groups. Bring this over. 5 groups. And what do you notice about that? So let's do another one. This time we have 1 35 divided by 5. I think I'm going to think about this as money. I have $1.35 and I want to share that between 5 people. Okay, so that's the context for this problem. So again, I have 3 digits plus a decimal. So really, I'm going to have a 4-digit box. I'm sorry, 4-column box. But one of the columns is really tiny for our decimal. So I have my $1 decimal, my 30 cents, and my 5 cents. And I'm going to divide that by 5 people. And again, if you need to think of it as DMSB, daddy, mama, sister, brother, that's division, multiplication, subtraction, and bring over. So let's go ahead and do this. So I have $1, okay? And I know I'm going to share that between 5 people, but if I have just $1, I can't rip that dollar up and share it in between people, okay? And so really what I'm doing is I'm going to take this dollar and it's not writing again. I'm going to take this dollar and I'm going to trade it, okay? I'm going to trade it for dimes. So how many dimes are in $1? That would be 10. So 10 dimes in $1, okay? So the action of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, you know what? I have this dollar bill. I cannot split that evenly between 5 people. So I'm going to say that's 0. That's the division part. Well, 0 times 5 is 0. Subtract that 1 and then bring over here. Okay, this that I did, taking this 1 and putting it into the tenths place, is this action. It's saying, you know what? I have this dollar bill. I can't split it up, so I'm going to have to trade for 10 dimes. So what I did is now I have those 10 dimes right here, and now it's added with the 30 cents that I already had. So now I have 13 dimes. Well, if I have 13 dimes, I can trade that between 5 people, can't I? Because if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people and I have 13 dimes, I can just share them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And then I'd have 3 left over. Okay, so that means that I have 2. Everyone can have 2 dimes. Okay, and 2 times my 5 people is 10, right? So I take away those 10 dimes. So now all my dimes are gone except for these 3. Okay, so that gives me 30 cents still. Well, if I have 3 dimes, I cannot give that to my 5 people. Okay, I cannot take 3 dimes and cut them up and give them to people, can I? Okay, so what I have to do is I have to take those dimes and I have to trade them. Okay, so a dime is equal to 10 pennies. Okay, so see right here, I already have 5 pennies, but by bringing this over, I'm trading those 30 cents, okay, for pennies. So now I have 30 pennies and 5 pennies, okay, plus my 5 pennies. So now I have 35 pennies. Okay, so instead of these 3 dimes, I traded them for pennies. So once I have 35 pennies, then I can go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. Okay, I know that 5 times 7 is 35. Oop, I forgot to put this here. Okay, so that means everyone will get 27 cents. Okay, 7 times 5, 35, and I'd have no remainder. Okay, so 27 cents per person. Okay, so here is a word problem for you. Chris paid $3.60 for 3 colored pens. Okay, each cost the same. How much did each pen cost? Well, I see that they're straight up telling me that he paid $3.60. Okay, that's my total. And I know that he bought 3 colored pens. I also have some keywords. So each costs the same. That tells me I'm going to divide. And then also how much did each pen cost? So I'm going to do $3.60. So $3 decimal 60 divided by 3 pens. Okay, well, I know that if I have 3 pens and there's $3, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that means that each pen has to cost at least $1. 1 times 3 is 3. I take that away. I'm going to place my decimal up here. Remember, this 0 does not go here in the decimal. Nothing goes in the decimal column. It goes over here. Okay, so now I have 3 pens and I have 60 cents. Well, how many groups of 3 can you get out of 6? That would be 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. And if you bring this over here, that means that now I'm done. I do not have a remainder.